This holiday season will look very different, with many people staying closer to home, and winter destinations are working to implement safety measures that will encourage visitors. Here to give us the latest updates and advice for travelers is our great friend of the show, top travel expert, Jeanenne Tornatore. Hey, Jeanenne, good to see you.
Great to be here.
All right, this obviously, everything's different this year, and holiday travel is going to be very different, and we wanted to have somebody who really knows this subject inside and out, because there's a lot of questions. Let's talk first about that day before Thanksgiving, that Wednesday, when the airports are normally packed and trains are just packed and the highways are full. What's that going to look like this year?
Well, look, I don't think we're going to see packed airports and maybe not even packed highways, but it's certainly still going to be the busiest holiday travel day of that weekend. So I think of the days of the holiday weekend, that's going to be your busiest, especially for the roads. And look, people are still going to be headed through the airports. You know, if you're going to the airport, you can expect much more of a contactless experience, but really, you know, all of the recommendations come down to trying to be as self-contained as possible when you're going through the airport, or if you're hopping on a train, or any of these places where you may be traveling this weekend.
Let's talk about the travelers who are having to adapt to 2020, and as we come down the stretch here, how is that going?
Well, you know, I think that, you know, we've had the past 6 months to kind of learn, you know, how to travel differently in this age of COVID. So I think travelers kind of understand what they need to do when they're heading out. And you know, what I think is even more interesting is how we've seen destinations really adapt to this and focus so much on safety. As we head into this winter season, you know, the biggest demand is still for these, you know, ski resort destinations and for warm weather escapes. So to give you a couple of examples of kind of what you can expect, you look at a destination like Breckenridge, Colorado. It's one of the most popular winter destinations in the country. They have focused the last 6 months on safety, safety, safety. So they have mandatory mask zones in their community. They're downtown, where all the shops and restaurants are. Indoors and outdoors is a mandatory mask zone. They have their lodging safety standards have been greatly amplified, as we've seen with major lodging companies across the country. Even their Breckenridge Grand Vacations, they have that hospital grade lighting technology to disinfect their rooms. You know, things like that are really what these destinations are focused on. We've even seen in Breckenridge, they've expanded their terrain, they've added sledding hills so that visitors can come and do these things they traditionally come for, but have actually more space to do them outdoors. So, you know, that is what some of the things people expect when they go to those destinations. Now, for people looking at these warm weather escapes, which we know this time of year so many people are looking for, I highly recommend this year people really think like a contrarian. You know, you have these beach destinations, not quite as much room on the beaches as we've seen before to spread out. Instead, consider going to desert destinations. You look at a destination like Scottsdale, Arizona. This is what they actually call their secret season. The month of December is when their occupancy rates on a typical year are down significantly already. So you can go to a destination like this and experience these more wide open spaces. And Scottsdale is a great example of a destination who may typically kind of more talk about their galleries and their downtown and their dining and all of that scene. Now they're really focused on educating visitors about all of the outdoor activities they can do, from mountain biking, kayaking, hiking. You know, there's a plethora of things to do in these desert destinations. But I know people are still going to be looking to get out of their homes at some point this winter. So it's still going to be about these big outdoor destinations.
Outdoor is key. It was interesting you were talking about Breckenridge, and you just glossed over this. You went through it pretty quick, and my ears just perked up. You said they're using hospital grade equipment and everything to sanitize it. Well, I'm thinking, how much does that cost? And then I realized, how much does it cost if they don't? So exactly. That's a huge step, and to make that known, and then you're going to try to spend as much time outdoors as possible.
Exactly. Look, these destinations know that most people that come there year after year, they know all the great things they can do there. Now the focus is really on, am I going to be safe when I go there? So they are so focused on safety protocols. I mean, the fact that a destination like Breckenridge has, a mask mandate indoors and outdoors in their downtown just shows they really want people to come. They want them to be there, but they want them to be safe. And I will say, for people who are looking at different destinations, one of the best places to find this information is going directly to these tourism websites. So in Scottsdale, for example, it's holidaysinscottsdale.com. In Breckenridge, it's gobrec.com. They all are different, but if you just Google, visit Scottsdale, visit Breckenridge, whatever destination you're going to, go to that website. On the homepage, everyone I've been to, the first thing you're going to see are what their safety protocols are for COVID-19 and the things that they have in place for people who are coming to visit.
Thank you so much, Jeanine. Great information. And as a Virginian, I got to point out lots of great ski resorts and others here in our beautiful state as well. Thank you, dear. Great talking with you. Happy holidays. Later today, we'll post a link on our show website at WTVR.com/VTM. Stay tuned. There's more Virginia This Morning to enjoy right after this break.